Hey guys, it's Dan, and it is time for another book review. This time I'm reviewing a short story collection by Sonora Taylor called Little Paranoias. Now, this short story collection features 20 short stories and 2 poems. Now, I'm going to start right out by stating that I'm not really a poetry person, even though, like, back in high school, I was all about writing song lyrics and poems, but I'm not really too big on reading poetry. But the first selection in this collection of 20 items is a poem, and it's the title of the book. Little Paranoias is the name of the poem. And that was a poem that I really enjoyed. If you don't know, if you're new to how I rate collections of short stories, I rate each individual story, each individual item, I give a rating, and then I give a total average rating after I'm finished with the book. This way, I feel like I give a more accurate rating for collections of stories. And I really enjoyed the poem that was the starter for this book, for this collection. I'm going to go over like the stories that I really enjoyed and kind of tell you a little bit about them. There was one story that... There weren't too many stories that I just didn't care for. You can check my Goodreads, and I think it should still be able to tell you each rating for each individual story if you're really curious on that. But always in my ear was a story about 2 girls who were best friends, and the secret that they shared was that they enjoyed killing people. So they're basically serial killers, and the whole adaptation of technology that soon becomes incorporated into podcasts, and I won't spoil it or say any more about that, but that was a really interesting story. I like how Sonora kind of takes like this modern view. You know, it's more contemporary horror stories where she incorporates like social media, which she did in another story that I really liked called Hearts Are Just Likes, where it was about an influencer. And I didn't know until after I had finished reading the story, until I had read the afterword, that that was supposed to be a take on Poe's what is that one with the heart and the floorboards? I can't remember the exact name of the Edgar Allan Poe story, but it was supposed to be her take on that story. It was like a tribute to that Edgar Allan Poe story, and I really enjoyed that one because it's about an Instagram influencer who shacks up with this guy, and she's all about keeping her influence up there, and she's like, if you're not liking my statuses or my pictures, then you're not keeping me up to the level that I need to be. And, you know, things happen between her and her boyfriend, and I can't spoil it, but that was a really good story too. It was so good, and I think the way she kind of captured how, like, annoying these Instagram influencers can be, I really liked how she captured that. There was the Death is a Hunter was another. It was a really short story, because that's the thing. Some of the stories were like only a page or 2, and then there were some stories that were really long, like they were 10 or 20 pages. And Death is a Hunter was one I really enjoyed. It was about a boy, an older boy, who takes a younger girl and kind of leads her into the woods as sort of like a sacrifice, and that one was kind of interesting. Another one I really enjoyed was Cranberry, which is was a story about a girl and body image and the way her father kind of teased her about her weight. As a child, she was kind of chubby, kind of chunky, and she started to lose that weight, but then she was kind of like anorexic, I guess. Like, she was really super skinny by the end of the story. And I found that one to be kind of interesting, you know, like, different, you know. Another one I really enjoyed was Seed, which was not really horror. It was kind of like an apocalyptic scenario, which she kind of recycles that idea of nature taking over from another story she had in here called Quadra-Apocalypse, where it was like different sections of the city had these different things that were happening that were causing an apocalypse. And one of them was nature taking over, but she kind of develops that more in this Seed story, which is really, it's kind of, I really enjoyed that one. I gave that one a 5 out of 5 star rating. Not only was it interesting to see how nature kind of took over a city, but like she wrote some really hot and steamy sex scenes in that one and a few others. So yeah, if you're into that kind of thing, if you like erotica mixed with some kind of like fantasy kind of storytelling, like sci-fi level stuff, that was really, really good and really worthwhile to read. Yeah, overall, this was a great collection, guys. Like I said, there were very few stories that I just didn't care for. One of the stories I just didn't care for was about cannibalism. It was like a husband and wife, and I guess it was insinuated in the story that he liked to kill people and she liked to eat people, and that was their perfect match or whatever. I really did not care for that story. That one was called Salt. And then there was another one, it was A Part of You. I just didn't really care for that one either. That one felt kind of rushed and, not really much to develop because it was like one of those page and a half kind of 2-page stories. But yeah, overall, I really, really enjoyed this. And I'm not going to say that you have to be a fan of poetry to enjoy this because, like I said, there was only 2 poems. One I really loved, and the other one I thought was just okay, because it starts with a poem and ends with a poem, and those are the only 2 poems in the collection. The rest are short stories. They're horror and kind of, other genres, but they're mainly focusing around the horror aspect. Really worthwhile picking this up and checking it out. I rated this 4 out of 5 stars on Goodreads because, like I said, I rated each individual story. I gave them all a total average and got a breakdown that I rounded to 4 stars. Really worthwhile picking up. And, of course, as always, for those of you in the U.S., I will have a link to Amazon down below. Book Depository has changed the way they're doing things. So I'm not really sure. They have a new site called AWin, and I'm not sure I'm going to link that right away. But I might get the links for that up soon, so stay tuned if you are outside the U.S. I'm hoping that they're still offering the free worldwide shipping like they did when they were Book Depository. But, it is what it is. And, of course, as always, I will have a coffee link down below if you don't mind throwing in $1 or $2. Every little bit helps out. I appreciate all the people that have been purchasing items through my links or donating to my coffee. I appreciate all the new subscribers even more. My channel's slowly growing. We're getting there. Yeah, but it's going to take a while. And I'm going to continue using affiliate links even if I do reach 1,000 sooner than later, because YouTube is just not really reliable when it comes to that kind of thing. So if you came here looking for book reviews and recommendations, please hit that subscriber button, and while you're there, hit that notification bell. Of course, I'm going to include Sonora's author link too, so you guys can check that out if you want to check out what other books she's written. Yeah, that's all I got for you guys. Thank you for watching. Until next time, this has been Dan, and be good to each other.